What's up everyone? Welcome back to the Suitably Named. My name's Elise and today we're going to talk Disney College Program. I wanted to do a DCP tag. I didn't really find one that I liked. I wanted to create one, so I did. I wanted to talk about basic info, what I was excited for, and what I was kind of nervous about. So I came up with what I call the DCP Hopes and Fears tag. In addition to this being a fun new tag, this is actually a collaboration with my friend Justine. I'm going to have her channel and all her information linked below. When you're done watching this video, make sure to head on over to her channel and watch her video. Like and subscribe to her channel if you feel inclined, then leave her a comment and tell her that I brought you. Which is, why the DCP? I love Disney. That's the obvious answer. I actually went and visited my uncle who lives near Disney and works for them, and back in November of last year, and I was just blown away. When you go in as an adult or as someone that's older like me, it's way different. You appreciate it way more. I remember actually walking into Epcot for the first time since I was 5 and just being speechless. Like my uncle was like, well, the triangles that are on the spaceship Earth. And I was just like, it's beautiful. So yeah, I actually didn't know about the DCP before I went and visited him. He told me about it. And then I kind of did my own research. I thought, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But then I ended up just going for it, and why not? I love Disney, and why not go and have this great experience to work with one of the biggest companies in the world and get to go to the Disney parks whenever you want for free. And kind of like, what the heck, why not? I'm graduating, why not go do something fun? So 2 weeks left in the application cycle. I believe it was the end of April. I got the invitation for the WBI, which is the web-based interview, right after I submitted my resume. I did that the next day, and then I finished the WBI, and then I got the invitation to the phone interview, the PI, right after I submitted it. So I passed the initial screening, got the PI, I scheduled the phone interview for a week later, and then I got my acceptance around 2 weeks after my phone interview. How old are you and what year are you in college? So I'm going to be 22 in just a few weeks. What college did you attend? I attended James Madison University. JMU. Go Dukes. What was your major? My major was health sciences with a concentration in public health education. That's a lot of words, I know. Where do you hope to get placed? I'm pretty open. I think Epcot's my favorite park. I love Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I think that'd be cool to work there because they have Pandora now, and I'm really excited to go see that. They didn't have it when I visited in November. It wasn't open. And Hollywood Studios is obviously an awesome park. They have Star Tours and the new Star Wars land that's opening up, and then Toy Story Land. I'm a huge Star Wars geek. What complex are you hopeful of living in? My roommates and I put Commons as number 1 and Vistaway as number 2. What excites you about living in Florida? The weather. Most of you probably don't know this, but I actually grew up in Florida, and I'm really excited to have a warm fall. I'm excited to be around Disney and to experience new things, to be in the entertainment capital. What excites you about living with strangers? Just that it's a new experience, kind of throwing myself into that, and I think that it'll be really interesting. I have 6 people, including myself, that are trying to live together, and obviously none of us have met before, so I think it'll be a lot of fun and really interesting to see how the 4 months pans out. What excites you about vlogging your experience? So the whole reason I want to vlog my experience is so I can have videos to look back on, and like 3 years from now, when I'm no longer doing this, I'll really be missing being in Disney, I presume, and I think that it'll be really awesome to have a bunch of vlogs on my YouTube channel to revisit and kind of relive those really happy memories. What are you hoping to gain from the DCP experience? I'm hoping to gain some professional development. Disney is kind of like the leader in guest experience and guest service, and I think that no matter what field you're going into, whether that be guest service or it doesn't have to just be retail or guest service, I think that that's really a good professional foundation to have no matter what your career choice is. So that and experiences. That's very general and kind of a cop-out answer, but I'm ready for whatever this experience throws at me, and I'm really excited for what is to come. So where are you afraid of getting placed? I mentioned that I was pretty open to being put into any park. I really don't want to be in Magic Kingdom. Like, I really don't want to be in Magic Kingdom. What complex are you afraid of living in? Same with the parks. I'm pretty open to whatever complex that I get placed in, and at the end of the day I don't have too much say in it. I'm going to be put in one of the complexes, and I'm prepared that most likely it won't be one of my top 2 choices. But we're putting Patterson as number 4 just basically because we don't want to get placed in like a 5-person 2-bedroom, and that's the only complex where that's an option, and it doesn't have a bus loop, and some of the other roommates don't have cars with them. In Florida before, I'm really more excited than anything. If I had to answer this, I would say that I'm a little bit nervous to be kind of living away from my immediate family, and at least while I was at JMU, it was just like a 2-hour drive, so if I ever wanted to come home on just a random weekend when I had my car, I could come home and that was feasible. Obviously can't really just pick a weekend and drive home when I'm living in Orlando. So there's that. What are you nervous about working for Disney? I don't want to mess up. I've heard a lot of horror stories about people getting termed for kind of not silly things, but like really easy things to slip up on, and I just really don't want to get termed. And I know that I won't, and that I'm pretty good at following rules and being able to see where things can fall through the cracks and how you can kind of get in trouble for something, but it still kind of makes me nervous. What makes you nervous about living with strangers? The same thing that anybody else would be nervous about. What if we don't like each other? What if we don't get along? My biggest thing is I have to live with other people who are clean and that keep the room clean and will keep the bathroom clean and that will keep up with their dishes. Hallelujah. Please, if you ever live with anyone or ever live with roommates, the biggest thing that you can do to respect your roommates is to do the dishes. What makes you nervous about vlogging your DCP experience? I'm pretty awkward sitting in front of a camera and talking to it when I'm just in my room by myself with my cat. I'm pretty nervous about actually going out into the parks and out into public and carrying my camera around and talking to it and vlogging around. My own immediate family makes fun of me for doing that. So I'm kind of nervous about that. But I know that the whole reason I want to vlog it is so I have these memories to look back on, so I'm going to have to get over it if I'm going to get good footage. What makes you nervous about taking time off from school or working to do the DCP? And how do you justify doing the DCP to skeptics in your life? So I just graduated college, and what kind of makes me nervous about taking this time off is that it's 4 months immediately after graduating that I could be using to gain immediately relevant work experience to my field and hopefully bulk up my resume so I can apply to grad schools. My parents are definitely skeptics. Pretty much everybody in my life thinks that it's really cool, but except my parents, which is to be expected. Your parents are always going to be harder on you. They kind of think that this is just me going to mess around and in denial about graduating college, so I have to go be a kid again. And maybe it is a little bit of that. I really think that this will be valuable to me to work with this company, and I think that it'll make me stand out on my resume if anything. So while I am kind of nervous about that and nervous that this will just be 4 months of job hunting that I could be doing for my regular field, my field of study, that I'm kind of losing, I'm looking to take advantage of the time that I have there and to make the most of it, and I have a good gut feeling about what I'm to gain from doing this. And once you're an adult, honestly, you have to go by your gut feeling and to kind of figure out what you think is the best for you, because now that you're an adult and you're graduating or you're in college and you're about to graduate, you're going to have to start making these like big decisions for yourself. So the sooner you start getting more comfortable with your gut feelings, with rationality in there too, and knowing what you want to do and what's best for you, the better. So those are all the questions. Like I said, I'll have Justine's channel linked below. Go check out her video and subscribe to her channel. And that's all I have for you today. I will see you next week in my next video, and I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Say bye-bye!